Good Monday morning, everyone, and welcome back. You're watching the Kaiser Report. We're coming to you today with a few pieces of news that are taking place over the weekend. One of the big things is Biden's parting shot to America by releasing the permissions to go ahead and fire ballistic missiles into the heart of Russia, which will be like pouring gasoline onto an already burning dumpster fire. Take a look here.
It's time to build back better.
Well, Mr. President-elect and former President, and Donald, congratulations. And looking forward to having, like we said, a smooth transition.
That's nice.
Hi there, I'm Phil Lipoff. We want to get right to our top story. We have major developments in the war in Ukraine. President Biden has authorized Ukraine to use long-range missiles inside Russia.
Oh, hell no.
Ukraine has been lobbying, as you know, for a long time to allow the use of these kinds of missiles, but Biden has specifically prohibited their use since the start of the war. It marks a major escalation in this conflict, and it comes just hours after Russia launched one of its largest missile attacks against Ukraine in months, targeting power plants and energy infrastructure across the country. Patrick, I want to start with you. This seems like a major shift in the Biden policy right at the end of his presidency toward Ukraine. How did we get here?
Bidenomics.
These are long-range, powerful missiles with a range of 190 miles and very powerful warheads. And Ukraine has had them for some time, but has not been permitted to use them inside Russia for many months, despite pleas from the Ukrainian side to be allowed to do so, because the Biden administration has been concerned about escalation. Now, clearly, that has now changed tonight.
Hard to believe that we're going to be pushed into World War III before Trump is able to take control of this out-of-control runaway bus called the Biden-Harris administration. It will continue, even though he has said about a peaceful transition to the new administration, but it is highly unlikely if we go ahead and get ourselves into a war before January 6th or January 20th. And it's highly possible, based on the rhetoric coming out of Russia right now and North Korea with regard to our involvement in these things.
Dumbass.
But there is the final blow, according to my thinking, from this administration that has managed to ruin everything about this country. But it is all worth saving, and we will have it saved after this transition takes place. That, along with the fact that we're going to put an end to these ongoing money drain of wars of other nations that we should not be involved in. And we all know from the past 4 years where these wars are located and who is benefiting from them. And I believe that when it's all said and done, we need to demand from Zelensky an accounting for the multiple billions of dollars that were sent there in the guise of helping out in a war that we had no business even being in, never mind let happen, under the watch of Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and the cabal that they are involved in called the Democratic machine, socialistic machine.
Aha! Got him!
Anyway, that's what's going on politically wise. I'm sure you all have been tuned in to see his appointments, Trump's appointments to the cabinet positions that are being met with, in some cases, hostile reactions because of the fear on the left side of things coming out that they don't want coming out. And they're scared, and they're running scared. And then it's announced this morning that Joe Scarborough and Mika are showing up to shore up relations with the Trump administration at Mar-a-Lago today.
Well, you don't need a gynecologist to know which way the wind blows.
That is one hell of a turn of events when you had just a scant week ago Joe Scarborough saying that it was Hitler, it was the ruination of this country, you'll never be able to vote in a free election again, and so on, along with all of his tied-in friends on CNBC, MSNBC, and the like, and of course our major legacy news channels, NBC, ABC, and CBS, carry much of the same BS lines that we have been listening to since America spoke out in this election and told everyone what the temperature is among the real people in the citizenry of America. This is what they want. This is what they voted for. And I'll be darned if it isn't going to happen, much to the chagrin of a lot of people in media and a lot of people that are located in the swamp, protecting that drain plug that will be pulled come January. I'm sure as I sit here that will be happening. And I applaud the fact that it finally will be happening.
I'm just trying to cut a deal. What do you want me to do?
It has been a rough time ever since COVID appeared on the scene, which in part is definitely tied to some of that swamp-dwelling bunch that were in power to do things that were detrimental to this country and detrimental to the citizens of this country, and to let pharmaceutical companies and food companies determine the health outlook of us is not the way it should be. We know now there's poisons in our food. RFK Jr. will put an end to that and get us at least on the European platform that they ban certain things that are found in all our foods, and there's a reason for the obesity and the sicknesses in this country that are taking place now, such as the diabetic boom in the United States, and then you have the pharmaceutical companies taking advantage of that. And just take this and you'll lose some weight too. What is this all about?
All right, go learn something.
We're going to get to the bottom of it, and we have somebody that can do that has been nominated for the position, and hopefully when the swamp dwellers in the Senate try to kill his appointment, we'll be watching with bated breath, because we, the people, have spoken, and this is what we expect from this new government, this 119th Congress coming in to do away with the partisan crap that is feedback from these large corporations in food industry and the pharmaceutical industry, and that will be looked at with a microscope and hopefully fixed in this next 4 years.
was the worst piece of crap I've ever seen.
That was an abomination. That was
My ass is actually sore. My ass is actually sore.
Hey, Trump supporter, let me ask you, are you happy now?
Yes.
You have control of the Supreme Court?
Yes.
Donald Trump's your new president?
Yes.
You now have the House of Representatives?
Yes.
And the Senate?
Yes.
All branches of government under your control. Are you happy?
We have probably some of the unhealthiest population of any of the continents that we look at, and it's directly related to our foodstuffs. And you have to shop better, and you have to shop smarter. Unfortunately, if you go into organically grown things in the supermarket today, which is in a separate section in the vegetable aisle, you'll quickly see that you're going to pay a lot more for organically grown, and that's a direct result of the regulations that have been put on the small farmer, the local farmer, the people who produce small quantities for their communities. These are all been regulated into the ground, and then you have to pay more for the healthy food than you do for the crap that is put out with pesticides and chemicals introduced into those growing crops. So we have to get hold of that, and it has to be done by someone who understands where all the skeletons are in the closets of food manufacturing, chemical companies, and the like.
Snap!
And that's RFK Jr., and he has my full support in what he's thinking and doing. And hopefully they'll let him have a hand in doing the job that he has been put up to handle, and we'll go there with that. So that brings us around to the hunt for Kamala. Where is she? Where is she, and what is she doing in the last few 60-some days of her presidency, vice presidency? Or maybe it was the presidency, because we have someone down having their picture taken in Peru with world leaders that looked like he was shocked. To even be standing in that group. God knows what he's promised down there to who. I guess that what did come out of his meeting with Xi Jinping is that Xi Jinping has told him he's looking forward to working with the Trump administration on several areas, which is good. And I think and I believe the same thing will happen with the other world leaders that will come to toe with regard to the Trump administration's wishes to fix the things in this world that are not working properly and back our allies, but our allies are going to have to pay their fair share when it comes to NATO and the like, which he's done in the past. We have to come out with some kind of a deal with Saudi Arabia because we're once again dependent on their oil, and that should be rectified. Whether or not we can just cut that right off in the light of the face that we have been left in by Biden with regard to our own energy, it may take it some time to come back around to where we can be totally independent of Saudi energy one more time. And I'm hoping for that to take place and get us through. And not a whole lot more going on except for these cabinet appointments, and the left side of the aisle is just losing their minds. Their hair's on fire over some of these appointments, and I'm not sure that genius, Donald J. Trump, hasn't done this intentionally to get their attention and let them know that there's a new sheriff in town and we're not going to take it anymore. And I'm pleased as punch to say that and to back that here on the Kaiser Report. Wasn't much of a weekend. Weather-wise, it was absolutely beautiful, but traveling around these parts and trying to stay out of the way of people up in western North Carolina and East Tennessee that are trying to recover from the hurricane damage that was brought through this region just a scant while ago is still foremost on most people's minds in getting back to normalcy and getting roads repaired and reopened. Towns that were washed away need attention still. The mudslides and the road closures are being worked on at a record pace. People have been very kind with regard to donations to help the people who lost their homes, lost their livelihoods, and in some cases lost family members to raging rivers that flowed through here, destroying roads, bridges, homes, businesses, and people. Not to mention all of the animal life that was lost to these raging rivers, horses, deer, bear. They're finding the remains of people still, as well as animals. So we're trying to lay low and not get in people's way that are trying to recover, especially going out and talking to people and asking them, well, how did it feel? Like these dummies on mainstream media will do constantly. We try not to do that, but it's getting better, and some roads are opening up, and we will probably take a ride through some of that in the next couple of weeks. They're forecasting a lot of rain here this weekend, turning to snow on Thursday. I'm sure it won't be much of a snowstorm. I'm thinking probably flurries and of the like. It's getting colder by the mornings here. It was 60-something yesterday, which was a beautiful day. A day to get out around the farm and just walk around and take care of some things that are needing cleaning up here. And that's what we've been doing this weekend. But Kaiser and I will bring you memes as they pop up, the ones we find amusing and true, not the AI-generated stuff that's out there. And be very careful what you take in as truth from this platform or Rumble or any of the other platforms, as well as mainstream media, because we know now for 4 years that we have been lied to daily by these news organizations that were bought and paid for by the Democratic Party. And when this all blew up in their face, they don't know what to make of it. So I guess they want to be Trump's friend now, after calling him the names, trying to kill him, trying to bankrupt him, trying to jail him. All of this failed, and in your face now is Donald J. Trump with a cabinet pick of people who have accomplished something in business or in the walk of life that they chose, and now will come in to fix the problems that the ne'er-do-well, full-time career politicians managed to screw up. But there it is, and our prayers have been answered with this man that will be coming back into the White House for a second term and help fix what went wrong in the godless era of Democratic control of the House, the Senate, the executive branch, and with a wild pen that just did executive orders in the tune of 99 to 110 in just the first week of their administration, and now we have to fix all of that. He has a full plate on his agenda, and we need to pray for his success every day and pray to the God that helped re-elect him. And I'm sure it was heaven-driven to have the landslide we have had with this administration coming in. And we here at the Kaiser Report will support it fully. And of course, if they do something that is questionable, we'll question it as well. But until tomorrow, we have enough, I guess, for the Kaiser Report on Monday. It was a very slow weekend, other than people crying in the wilderness about cabinet picks that are up and coming, and the constant talking to Senate members and House members that are either for or against some of these picks, and we'll see where all that lies when we get down to the confirmation of these people or the turning down of these people. And I urge you all, if you have a senator or a congressperson in your area that may be a problem, write and call them now and tell them, hey, do you know what I voted for? Pay attention and listen. And they will. So with that, we're going to say have a great Monday. It's Monday, blah day for some, but a great day here in East Tennessee, a great God-given weather pattern sitting right here now that we're enjoying some warm afternoons and very cold mornings, which is fall at its best. We still have a little colors in some of the trees to look at, and the deer are all over the place. They're rutting right now, so we've had a visit almost every morning from our local 6-point buck that's out here hunting for ladies and doing well at it, I guess. So we have a lot to look at, a lot to be grateful for on this God-given earth that we love being out and about in. And thank you all for tuning in to the Kaiser Report. And remember, stay safe, stay strong, and stay with the Kaiser Report for your commentary and news. Bye-bye now.